All right, algebra, let's start in on our skills. So I don't know if you remember, but before we all went on our extended spring break that is going to last for the entire year, I was talking about how this next unit is my favorite. So I'm excited about this unit, and I hope that you find it interesting. Know that it's my favorite, so it's gonna be awesome. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to dedicate some time to writing down our factors. So I'm going to kind of chunk this. The first one's going to be a little tedious, so I'll do not feel like you need to sit down and do this all at once. You can do this on multiple days because it's going to take us a while to get through this. Normally, I would print it out for you and we'd glue it in our notebooks. However, that's not an option right now. So page 94, and this page is going to be the page we use the most in our notes that we've ever used. So it's called factor squares. And again, normally I would give you this already printed out, but we are going to have to create it ourselves. So we can do that. Again, do not feel like you have to do it all at once. You can totally chunk this together, but this is page 94 of our notes. And I will tell you this, so I'm going to be using a ruler. This is my awesome ruler that my mom gave me for my birthday a few years ago. I'm going to be using a ruler to make some straight lines. I suggest doing pencil first and then going over it with a pen if that's the type of person you are that you want beautiful colors, because we're going to have to really work on making some straight lines. If that's something that bothers you, they don't have to be perfect again, but we are going to write a hundreds chart. We're going to create a 100s chart. So we're using the numbers 1 to 100. So I suggest just to kind of start with some even lines. I'm going to fold my paper in half, and then I'm going to open it up, right? And so this gives just me my halfway line. So I know that I have to do 1 through 5 over here and 6 through 10 over here. So I'm going to take my ruler and draw this vertical line. If you really want to, be precise, you could figure out this is about 9 centimeters across. Sorry, I have to get used to how I am working with this new stand I got. But so let's see, it's 9 centimeters divided by, I need to have 5 sections. So that's 4 lines in the middle. So that's about 2 centimeters, 1.8 really. I have to get better at looking at this. Or we could do inches side. Let's see, is that going to be a prettier number? Nope. So if I was going to be really precise, I could do, this guy is kind of hard to use with the beautiful psychedelic holograms on it, but I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I need to have 4 lines that creates 5 boxes on each side. Again, I'm being overly precise. Some of you right now are thinking to yourself, Mrs. Long, you're crazy. That's okay. We all knew that anyway. It's not always going to be perfect. If you don't have a ruler, you could use the edge of a book. You could use the edge of a magazine. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Pretty good. I mean, it's not beautiful, but it'll work. So I'm going to go over here again. And I'm just going to kind of just give myself some guides to follow. They don't have to be perfect. Remember, I need 5 sections on each side. So that means 4 total lines. Ooh, I don't like that one. I'm going to move this over a little bit. So I'm just, again, eyeballing, making a 100s chart. It's not going to be absolutely perfect. Sorry, we're not getting this beautiful pre-printed page for our notebooks. But this is what makes us stronger, right? So here we go. So I have now, I'm going to use 2 lines at a time. I'm going to put the number 1 kind of in the middle. Then I'm going to go across and do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to have to put 10 over here. And it's fine. These numbers, like, we can force it, right? But there we go. Okay, so then I'm going to draw. I'm using a ruler. You don't have to. Across. So I've boxed them in. Then let's continue. 11, 12. Now I want to leave space around these numbers. I'm not filling up the entire box because what's going to happen, and I'll show you this after I get this row done, we're going to put the factors inside these numbers. So again, this is going to be a long video. You can always pause it. So let's talk about the purpose of this. So in Bell Work all year, we've had problems that say like factors of this number that have a sum of this number. So this is going to be our reference sheet to use this. So I'm going to put a square around the number 1. And then up here I'm going to put a little key that says a square means a perfect square. And then I'm going to put a circle up here that says it's a prime number. All right, so the number 1 is a perfect square. The only factors that are of 1 are 1 and itself, 1 and 1. So it's perfect. 2 is a prime number, meaning factors of 2 are only 2 and 1. So I don't have any factors that I need to write in there because I know in my head, because it's circled, prime numbers only have the number itself and the number 1. 3 is also prime, so I'm going to circle that. 4 is perfect, so I'm going to draw a box around it. But I'm also going to put 2 times 2 makes 4. So the factors of 4 are 2 times 2 to make 4. Going to go over to 5. I'm going to circle 5 because 5 is a prime number. Let me switch pens really quickly so I have a finer point. 6 is not perfect. 6 is not a prime number. 6 has 2 factors, 2 and 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Go to 7 and circle it because it is prime. The number 8 has 2 factors, 2 and 4. And notice how I'm putting them vertical to each other. Later on, we may have to go into some more factors, and so we just want to make sure that those factors are lined up with each other. The number 9 is perfect. It's a perfect square. 3 times 3. The number 10 has 2 factors of 2 and 5. Going on to the next row, 11 is prime, so I circle it. So here's our first square that's going to have multiple factors. To get 12, I can do 2 and 6, or I can do 3 times 4. 13 is prime. 14 is 2 times 7. 15, 3 times 5. 16 is a perfect square. I have 2 times 8 and 4 times 4. 17 is prime. 18 is 2 and 9. And 3 and 6. 19 is prime. 20 is 2 and 10 and 4 and 5. See over there? My tens column, I may have to get my whiteout pen and realign that column. I hope I brought a whiteout pen home in my backpack. So we're going to continue doing this. I did! I'm going to run out of room. So this is why I suggested doing it in pencil first. All right, so next row. We have 21, 22, 23. I guess I don't need to count these out for you guys. And, uh-oh, I hope I don't screw this up too bad. And I know this seems like a lot. It is so helpful. This is one of those things. So I have was meeting with the math teachers yesterday online, and I said that I was dreading making this by hand, and I said I don't even have an old copy of it to go off of. I'm gonna have to make it up as I go. I'm gonna have to try to remember what this looks like. And Mrs. Murphy's daughter, who is at North now, overheard it in the background, and she said, "Oh, I still have my algebra notebook with my factor squares. I use it all the time." And they sent me a picture of it so that I knew how it was laid out and what works, what doesn't work. So this is going to be one of those very important things for multiple math classes, not just algebra. So we're making our hundreds chart. And we're almost there. I mean, we're almost there writing it. I'm gonna keep making this video. Turn on some music. Follow along while you work on it. You do not have to go through the whole video at once. You can take breaks. I know this is a lot. One last row. But believe me, once we get into this next unit, which is a huge unit in algebra, this is going to be your best friend. All right, so here's my hundreds chart. Again, take breaks. You don't have to do this all at once. I'm going to power through, filling in my information. Turn on music, mute me. I'm not going to be saying anything about math skills at this time. It's more just me talking to myself, just so that it's not creepy me breathing on the computer. So 2 and 12 are factors. Then I'm gonna do, I'm gonna switch colors up right here just because I have a lot going on in this square. 6 and 4 go together. Then I'll go back to my pink for 3 and 8. If you're one of those kooky, crazy kids that has multiple colors, you know, do each one in a different color. I don't know. You do you. All right. Perfect square. I guess that is the bonus of us writing these as opposed to just me giving you a copy. You can color code it all you want. So where was I? Oh, 4 and 7. 29 is prime. 30 is 2 and 15. 3 and 10. And 5 and 6. 31 is prime. 2 and 16, 4 and 8, 33 is 3 and 11, 2 and 17, 35 is 5 and 7, 36 is perfect. Ooh, 36 has a lot. This is gonna be a challenge. So I have 2 and 18. I have 3 and 12. I have 4 and 9 and 6 and 6. Nailed it. 37 is prime. 38 is 2 and 19. 39, 3 and 13. 40 is 2 and 20. 4 and 10. Oop. 5 and 8. 41, prime. 42, 2 and 21. 3 and 14. 6 and 7. 43, prime. 44, 2 and 22. 4 and 11. 45, 3 and 15. 5, yeah, 5 and 9. Ooh, almost forgot my multiplication facts. 2 and 23. 47 is prime. 48, ooh, another big one. 48 is 2 and 24. 3 and 16. 4 and 12. 6 and 8. 49 is perfect. 7 and 7. 2 and 25. 5 and 10. 51 is 3 and 17. 2 and 26. 4 and 13. 53. Prime. 2 and 27. 3 and 18. Anybody still listening to me? Am I just crazy people battling at myself? I can't talk about other things because I'll screw up my math. But I hope you're having a good day. Again, if you're still listening to me, I'm not saying anything truly important. Just trying to, that's gonna really drive one of you guys crazy. Sorry, I forgot to change my colors. See, that's what happens when I try to talk and do things at the same time. Oh, this color. 2 and 29. That's prime. Oh, 60. I'm gonna have to break out a third color for 60. What do you think? Green? Will green show up maybe? All right, 60. 2 and 30. 3 and 20. 4 and 15. I think green's too close to this. Maybe purple? Do I have a purple? How do I not have a purple pen? That doesn't sound right. Who stole my purple pen? Where was I? 5 and 12. And I don't want to use this one because it's going to be too thick. Maybe orange will show up? Orange is not going to show up. How is this so hard? All right, I'm going to have to try to make purple work. 6 and 10. All right, 60 has a lot of factors. All right, next row. 61. Prime. 62 is 2 and 31. 63 is 3 and 21. 7 and 9. 64 is perfect square. 2 and 32. 4 and 16. 8 and 8. 65. 5 and 13. 66. 2 and 33. 3 and 22. 6 and 11. 67 is prime. Oh no, sorry. I'm sure Maddie is yelling at me. Uh, 2 and 34. 4 and 17. 3 and 23. 2 and 35. 5 and 14. 7 and 10. 71. Prime. Oh no. 72 is another big one. All right, here we go. 2, 36. 3, 24. 4, 18. 6 and 12. 8 and 9. 73. Prime. 2, 37. 2, 38, 4, 19, 7, 11, 2 and 39, 3 and 26, 6 and 13, 79 is prime, 82 and 40, 4 and 20, 5, 16, 8 and 10. 81 is perfect. 3 and 27, also 9 and 9. 82 is 2 and 41. 83, prime. Ooh, 84. All right, here we go. 2 and 42. 3 and 28. 4, 21. 6 and 14. 7 and 12. 5 and 17. 2 and 43. 3 and 29. 2 and 44. 4 and 22. 8 and 11. 89. Prime. Oof. 2, 45. 3 and 30. 5 and 18. 6 and 15. 9 and 10. 7 and 13. 2 and 46. We're almost done. 4 and 23. 3 and 31. 2 and 47. 5 and 19. 2 and 48. 3 and 32. 4 and 24. 6 and 16. And we're at my 8. And 12. Prime. 2 and 49. 7 and 14. 3 and 33. 9 and 11. Okay, 100. Gotta fit a lot in here. We did it! All right, we have our factor squares now. Yay! We'll be using them during this unit. Bye!